And this is why you never bet against an underdog. There is a saying, don't underestimate the power of a hero. For this list, we're looking at the times people bit off more than they could chew by selling the protagonist a little short, from petty squabbles to life or death situations. These miscalculations cost a few fellas big time. Hey guys, it's Animan here and welcome back to the channel. As you know, today we are counting down on the top 10 anime where the main character is underestimated. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to our channel and press on that bell icon and set us all to be notified about our latest videos. Coming at number 10, we have Aria, the Scarlet Ammo. The world of Hidan no Aria is one where the Butai, an elite international martial organization, trains its members at the high school level. That's right, in this world, international treaties on child labor are unheard of, and hundreds of parents see no issue with sending their children to a school where the use of firearms is not only commonplace, but required. Furthermore, the students of Tokyo Butai High School, quite unlike my high school classmates, most of whom, by the time graduation rolls around, had yet to master the delicate art of pissing straight, perform incredibly well in this environment. Oh, but it's not just the coursework they have to worry about. Butai High students must apply their lessons to real life when they are targeted by the Butai Killer, a criminal who sends high-speed Saw-esque murder puzzles after the teenage students. This individual has yet to be apprehended, as Butai graduates and all other law enforcement agents have better things to do than bother with a serial criminal with a rigidly defined MO, who regularly targets minors and endangers civilians in the process. Yep, that's the whole fucking plot. Enjoy the anime, you lolicons. At number 9, we have Anti-Magic Academy, the 35th Test Platoon. The story revolves around the Anti-Magic Academy, which is a special school for insurers with a system of student distribution to several teams. Of all existing teams, there is a team called the Small Fry Platoon, the 35th Platoon test team, whose members are known as teams that have various problems from rank, cooperation, personal problems, and a couple other items. Takeru Kusanagi, one of the male instigators of the Small Fry Platoon team, who only used swords as a weapon to GHT and caused him to be ridiculed by his colleagues because the sword was considered an ancient and less effective weapon. The team is changing, beginning with the entry of a powerful inscuator named Aoka Otori as punishment for having broken the rules. The main character in this anime is underestimated by a story that focuses on friendship, love, and the lowest team struggling to be the best. The animation of the series is well made so that the audience can enjoy it, especially the exciting battles. And the main characters are like that of the main characters in a harem anime. Huh. Nice.
私というものがありながらまさかと思っていたがなんで私を混ぜてくれないのよこの裏切り者
At number 8, we have Black Clover, telling about a world where magic is everything and is used for most of life. Those who have no magic will be considered the lowest of anyone. Asta is a teenager who was born and raised in a church whose place is in a rural village called Hage Village, along with her rival, Yuno. Although they are rivals, they have great differences in magical powers. Yuno has great wind magic power while Asta has no power at all. When the ceremony reception of the magic book has been held, where teenagers who have entered the age of 19 are asked to gather to receive Grimoires that can be used to improve their magic abilities. Most get Grimoire with 3 clover leaves, while Yuno attracts everyone's attention for getting Grimoire 4 leaf clover. But the bitter incident that happened to Asta, who did not get a Grimoire at all, had to repeat a year. Having to accept the tough reality, Asta practiced physically very hard to expect to have Grimoire and become the Emperor of Magic. The main character in the story is considered trivial and low by everyone because it has no magic, but in fact, he has an anti-magic power that can undo all magic with a heavy sword that can only be worn by the main character. When his opponent over-belittles him, the main character defeats his enemy with just one attack, and this makes Black Clover, including the main character, an anime that's underestimated. At number 7, we have Chaika, the Coffin Princess. The story follows Chaika, Toru, and his sister, Akari, with yet another companion on their hunt for body parts. Yes, you heard me. Body parts. These body parts happen to be leftovers from a late emperor, and of course, these are very valuable and powerful. However, our lovable heroine's only wish is to gather her father's leftovers and bury him. Simple? Not by far. If you could guess, Chaika is not the only one who wants these body parts. Yet, this is not all the story has to offer. Our protagonists are a fun bunch of people with their own characteristics and personalities that make them fun in their own way. While Toru's character is a very common one, it's hard not to like him in some way. Alongside our heroes are yet another set of characters we get to know, giving us a chance to bond with the opposite side. I would not like to call them enemies, but they do want to put an end to Chaika's little journey. These are not evil people with fangs and big breasts. They are people who do what they think is right, and they have their own problems they struggle with. I was quite fond of this side of the story. At number 6, we have chrome-shelled regios. A bunch of monsters named Filth Monster has emerged that comes from contaminated produce. Their presence makes humanity threatened, and now they are forced to live in a special city called the Regios, which is a safe haven from the filth monsters and is a place for military training from generation to generation, mainly in the use of special weapons called Dite, used to GHT the filth monster. Ranging around the academy located in the Zulni area, there is a man named Lefos who is wanting to forget his past and distance himself from the battle-related thing, and lead a normal life with ordinary citizens. But it was prevented by Kylan Loss, the Zulni leader who was interested in him and enlisted him in the military group. The telling of the main character who possesses extraordinary power is hidden and not known by many people, so that he is underestimated and considered as ordinary people. Is this anime good? Hell yeah, brother, it's awesome. At number 5, we have Hinomaru Sumo. The setup for our story will seem rather familiar to anyone who has seen classic sports series. Main bro is a prodigy with the heart, but he can't be the unbeatable Sumo Jesus just yet, for there are several things in the way. He himself is a manlet, practically new unit between meter and decimeter, tier midget who is too short to officially be able to become a sumo pro. He also can't join the school with the best sumo club in Japan because he is terrible at reading maps. So instead, he ends up in a school with a sumo club that is practically dead, and the whole fight sports scene in the school ruled by thugs, delinquents, and cool badasses. The nearly a Jesus type of character with these hardships/obstacles is used to create some rather interesting mixed martial arts battles very early on, and also to introduce a bunch of characters who get to discover the beauty of sumo sports in the same manner as the viewers who are new to sumo do when watching the series. At number 4, we have Megalobox. Joe is tired of being a boxer who has real potential, yet continues to throw it all away by partaking in fixed fights within the underground boxing circuit. But hey, it's the only thing he can do for actual money, right? Wrong. Megalonia comes along and that changes everything. It's a special tournament for ultra-rich boxers who have access to enhanced gear, which technically would help a boxer kill a person instantaneously upon impact. But no, not Joe. He's immune to punches, injuries, and surgeries, and thus our story begins. Joe goes on a journey with a shady boxing manager, an orphan kid who has sickle cell anemia, and a champion who is into bestiality with huskies. Man, what a joyride. In third place, we have King's Avatar, telling about the story of the best player who plays in the Glory game, one of the most popular MMORPG games in China. The player is called Yeju. He is a player dubbed the Godfighter, because it is a top-tier professional player that has the ability to play in a very great GHT. But for some reason, he had to leave the team he was in, and after that, the main character decided to stop playing the Glory. Yeju is now an employee who works in an internet cafe after leaving the online game world. At that time, Game Glory is launching its 10th server. Yeju decided to play the game once again with the name of a new character named Lord Grimm. With the experience of having the RST he has as a new player, he has become the highlight of the various players and attracted the attention of the big guild. This is the best Chinese anime of all time. As far as I know, that is. In second place, we have Kuroko's Basketball. The anime starts off by explaining that a team of 6 players were the legendary Super Saiyans that had the ability to slap their special golden cocks in the faces of their opponents. Now let me translate. A middle school team dominated their league and their players were given the name of the Generation of Miracles. Each player in the Generation of Miracles has their own special ability. The plot focuses on the relationship between the two main characters, their relationship with their teammates, and mostly how the team will win tournaments. Kuroko's plan is to help Kagami achieve his goal by becoming his shadow, whilst Kagami is his light. Obviously, Kagami's goal is to be the strongest player in Japan, so a fairly normal plot for a sports anime. But I mean, come on, aside from being the strongest player or the best team, what else can a sports anime do? Do you want them to turn evil and fuck everything up? Now, coming in at first, we have Hunter x Hunter. The story is good, but not really anything mind-breaking. It's about a Gon, a 12-year-old boy trying to become a hunter so he can find his father who left him as a child. A hunter is basically a person with a hunter's license, and the concept of hunting can be almost anything. As long as you complete the difficult and deadly hunter's exam and get your license, you can do whatever you want with it. So naturally, there's all kinds of hunters. Everything from hunters who hunt criminals, hunters who are criminals, and hunters who tries to master the art of cooking, for example. So, in the first part of the series, it's about the exam, and you follow Gon and his 3 companions as they try to survive the exam. What you're going to notice is that the story involves very little fighting, and yet it's really intense. In the 3rd exam, for example, they have to fight against dangerous criminals, but instead of beating all of them up with super lightning attacks, they introduce different kinds of simple methods, like Jinken. This is executed very nicely and feels refreshing if you've watched other shonen series. Did you like today's video? Did we forget any anime that you believe should be on the list? Did I pronounce any of the names wrong? Probably. Anyways, be sure to leave a like, and definitely don't forget to comment. See you in the next one.